The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, folks, it was a wet end to the weekend as showers continued to pass through most of the area. But as we roll into this Monday afternoon, will there be more dry time for us out there? We'll have your forecast in just a bit.
Hey, coming up on the news at noon, heads up commuters. Metro increasing service on nearly all rail lines. We've got everything you need to know before you go. And it's been 22 years since the attacks on September 11th. We're taking a look at some of the events happening in the region. And good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. You're taking a live look outside, I believe. My goodness, the sun is shining. Hopefully, folks are enjoying the start of the week. Of course, I think that is a live shot of the Pentagon. And, of course, it is September 11th, a day that we'll always remember and never forget. Meteorologist Damon Madsen joins us for a check on the forecast. And, Damon, you know, the sun is shining, but my goodness, what can we expect for the start of the week?
I think we got some improved conditions. I know the weekend wasn't great. We had all the showers that were passing on through, and there you have it, folks. Maybe not as heavy with the rainfall, thankfully, yesterday as we had back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, some of those thunderstorms really making an impact. You had to go down towards central Virginia to see any sort of major amount of rainfall down toward Orange, Virginia there, but generally speaking, as we went across the area, most of us picked up around about a quarter of an inch, with those locally heavier amounts of 3/4 to an inch of rainfall as those showers continued to pass through. But now, as we head into this Monday afternoon, that stalled frontal boundary that's continued to keep things so unsettled, that is finally starting to pull away a little bit here. And just other than some passing cloud cover out there today, we are experiencing much quieter conditions. There's that frontal boundary again starting to pass off to the east while we remain quiet. But upstream, it doesn't look like we stay that quiet for that long. There is yet another disturbance up over the Great Lakes that will eventually track our direction for tomorrow and Wednesday. But here we are, at least in the short term. We could have a couple of spotty showers out there this afternoon, but as a whole, we will see more sunshine, and that is going to bump those temperatures up just a little bit. We'll head back toward the middle 80s by 3 to 4 o'clock this afternoon. So yes, a slightly warmer, slightly sunnier day is ahead of us, but by the end of this week, could we be talking about fall-like conditions in the DMV? We'll have your full forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Changes are starting for Metro riders today. Riders will see trains more frequently during daily rush hour. DC News Now's Lex Juarez is at Foggy Bottom Metro Station with the details.
Well, it's a great way to start the week for Metro riders, hearing that WMATA is increasing service times. Well, this is the 11th time WMATA has increased service since last summer. Riders can expect trains to come more frequently during morning and evening rush hours on all lines except for the Orange line. And this is going to shave wait times down on each line. Between trains, riders are going to wait about 2 minutes less. Red Line riders will see new trains the most frequently, with 5 minutes between each train during peak times, and the longest that anyone will be waiting for new trains to come up will be 10 minutes. Metro General Manager Randy Clark says he hopes more and more people will choose to ride the Metro with these changes in place, and riders who take the Metro every day say it's exciting to hear this news.
It's great. It makes it a lot more convenient and reliable for people that are going to work or going to school.
Right now, this is the most train service WMATA has had in its almost 50 years in the region. And WMATA also reporting that ridership is continuing to climb. They say they will be keeping an eye on that and adding more service as they need to. However, we're still not back to where we were pre-pandemic. In Washington, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, Lex, thank you. We have new details this afternoon into a deadly double shooting in Oxon Hill. Police identified the two victims as 28-year-old Charles Oxley and 30-year-old Lamont Oxley. Police arrived at Livingston Terrace around 11 o'clock last night, and that's where they found the two men suffering from gunshot wounds. Charles died at the scene, while Lamont later died at a hospital. No word on the suspect. $25,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest. And Harold Landon III, the suspect in the murder of Greenbelt teacher Miriam Sela, will be in court today at 1 o'clock for a bond hearing. Celia went missing in Greenbelt, the area, in July. Her remains were found near a lake in Clinton. On Friday, loved ones, students, and several county leaders gathered at a mosque in Greenbelt to say their final goodbyes. People who attended wore red pins in her honor, and they described her as a strict yet loving teacher who made a huge impact on so many in the community.
She just had so much love for us. That the bond that she created with us through the little things that she did are really special things that I'll remember.
She was such a kind person, and to have her be taken this so fast and in this manner, it was senseless, just senseless.
Police say that Landon and Celia did not know each other, and we will have more on this story coming up on DC News Now at 4. A live look at the Pentagon. 22 years ago today, our nation was attacked in New York, the DMV, and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Here at home, American Airlines Flight 77 was hijacked and crashed into the Pentagon and killed 64 people on board, 125 inside of the building. Benches adorned with the names of those killed continue to honor their lives in Arlington County. DC News Now's Liberty Zabalia is near the Pentagon with more on how you can remember the victims.
Memorial ceremonies are being held across the DMV on the anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And right here in Arlington, first responders held a wreath-laying ceremony to reflect, honor, and remember. Neighbors, county leaders, and first responders remembered those who responded and lost their lives on 9/11 more than 2 decades ago. The county held a wreath-laying ceremony here and a moment of silence at 9:37 to commemorate the exact moment the plane struck the Pentagon, taking 184 lives. Earlier this morning, an American flag unfurled outside the Pentagon's southwestern side. Today is a day of reflection across the DMV. There will be ceremonies from Montgomery County to Oakton, Virginia to D.C. At George Mason University, there will be a day of service projects in honor of the victims. In Hyattsville, Maryland, there will be an open mic for veterans. From Annapolis to Oakton, there will be several memorial runs. These events to honor the victims and first responders who risked their lives to save others, like Arlington County Fire Captain Justin TREVELI.
Well, certainly it is important to remember this day, not only because of what happened here, but because of what we can accomplish in the future by learning from all of this. Our young people who weren't even alive when this happened are able now to carry the torch for us in building a better future for everyone.
And to find out how you can honor the victims, both in person or virtually, just head to our website at dcnewsnow.com and search the key term 9/11. For now, in Arlington, Liberty Zabala, DC News Now.
Liberty, thank you. And looking ahead, New York's Ground Zero will soon host a performing arts center that pays tribute to the lives lost in the September 11 attacks 22 years ago. The Perlman Performing Arts Center was envisioned 2 decades ago, and it's meant to add more vibrancy and life to an area that's been tied to death and destruction for so many years. It comes after plenty of financial roadblocks and changes in leadership and design.
The Performing Arts Center is life.
Every decision that we make in ways in which we want to connect with the community, we want to bring in as wide of a range of artists in the space, is rooted in the fact that we are on such a sacred ground within the World Trade Center.
The curtain is set to rise on Tuesday, September 19th. And now let's go to our Capitol correspondent, Trevor Shirley. He's covering how leaders in the nation's capital are remembering the somber day.
This year is one of the few occasions where a U.S. president won't visit one of the sites directly involved with the attacks of that day. On Monday, President Joe Biden will honor the anniversary of the attacks at a military base in Alaska. This morning, military leadership held a remembrance ceremony at the Pentagon for those who died there.
I know that it aches to remember this milestone year after year. and I know that nothing can make it right.
As the sun rose, officials unfurled a flag over the side of the building that was hit by American Airlines Flight 77 22 years ago.
But every act of grace changed us, drawing out a strength and a sense of common purpose that became part of the story of that day and part of the story of our country.
First Lady Jill Biden will attend a memorial there later today. Elsewhere in Washington, other administration officials also remembered 9/11's impact.
We know we must remain ever vigilant in the face of terrorism, and we must remain steadfast in our commitment to the principles for which the Justice Department must always stand: upholding the rule of law, keeping our country safe, and protecting civil rights.
In New York City, Vice President Kamala Harris represented the White House during the annual memorial at Ground Zero. Her husband, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, will attend a memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the site where United Flight 93 went down. And members of Congress will hold their own moments of remembrance at the Capitol today. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
A great start to the Josh Harris era. The Commanders were able to pull out a Week 1 win yesterday in front of their first sold-out home crowd in more than a decade. Commanders opened their 2023 season with a 20-16 win over the Arizona Cardinals. Washington football greats like Hall of Famers John Riggins and Champ Bailey made the trip to FedEx Field for the game. Meantime, fans say they can already see a difference in the team's culture under the new ownership.
All energy, different energy. I'm just going to say the word energy.
With the new ownership, everything's going to be different. The energy's going to be a lot better this season than last season.
It's real exciting. You got Magic Johnson, Josh Harris. You got a lot of fans back in the stands.
And breaking down some of the stats from the game, new quarterback Sam Howell threw one touchdown and ran for another in his second game with the Commanders as a starter. Meantime, the Commanders' defense held Arizona to just 210 yards on offense. Star defensive end Jonathan Allen says the team was feeding off the energy from the fans.
Yeah, man, just playing hard. I mean, by any means necessary. They don't ask how, they ask how many. So, just trying to compete. 1,000%. They were incredible. They were incredible, and only expected to get better from here. So, as players, we got to make sure we're doing our job to give them a reason to continue to come out and support. It's amazing because I don't think people realize how crazy our fan base is, and this was just a taste of it.
The Commanders' next matchup is against the Denver Broncos. That's set for Sunday at 4:25, and they are trying to start their season 2-0 for the first time since 2011.